Welcome, everyone, to a Thursday edition of Celtics Roundtable powered by CLNS Radio. I'm Jonathan Levy. I'm joined by Zaire, Evan Valenti, and Matthew Ignall. It is a huge time for Celtics fans, down 0-2, going to Chicago. These are big, big games, people. Kind of got to win them both. Man, I don't know. This is going to be tough. The question I'm going to put out to the boys right now, though, is start with Evan Valenti. What do the Celtics have to do to get the W in this game?
Limit dumb turnovers and play better defense, and you're going to be in a good place. Can't just continue to rely on Isaiah to bail you out every single game. Isaiah got you this far. It's your turn to bail him out.
Matthew?
The Celtics can't let the Bulls just put their imprint on the game right away. Chicago actually didn't play as well in these first halves as they did in the second half, but it still felt like between being more physical than the Celtics and just being more composed than the Celtics, it seems like they were able to put their imprint on both these games kind of early, and the Celtics just can't let them do that. I like the way the Celtics came out of the gates in Game 2. They came out with a lot of energy. They need to do the same, but if the Bulls make a run, their energy, their composure, they can't have a letdown at that point.
What do you say, Zaire?
The Celtics have to have great performances from Jay Crowder and Avery Bradley. I think those are your two guys who offensively have the talent and the ability to assist Isaiah Thomas and to put their finger on the button and say, you know what, guys, you get on my back, as Cedric Maxwell would have said back in the mid-'80s. Those two guys have to play like big-time players.
Is that their game, Zaire? Like, these guys are basically shooters on offense. Neither one of them gets to the line all that much. Avery Bradley basically never gets to the line. Neither one of them are playmakers in any sense of the word. I don't think, at least. Like, get on their back. They're there to hit shots and keep the ball moving. I don't really think that's them.
In this situation of desperation where you don't want to go down 0-3, they need to have a big performance, and they are capable of it. They are capable
shots, play defense.
Right. I'm not asking them to do it every game this series. I said a great performance for Game 3, and then you win that, and then you go from there. But they need to really bring it. They haven't gotten a great performance from anyone besides Isaiah and Al. I would say Al had a great performance Game 1, and to an extent, and of course Isaiah did Game 1. But this game, they didn't really get a great performance. Yeah, Marcus did his thing, but it was almost like, so what? The whole team just drowned under it. Well, I'm giving them credit. I'm just saying these two guys are starters, and they play big minutes, and they have the ability. What Avery can do defensively and what he can do offensively when he's hot is dangerous. What Jay Crowder can do offensively and defensively is dangerous, and teams could fear that. They need to make the Bulls fear and respect them. Right now, I don't think they do.
Zaire's got a point. Look at this. He's got a point. Look at the guys that stepped up for the Bulls in Game 2. Jimmy Butler's been fantastic. We all know that. But Robin Lopez, 18 points, was an unbelievably great mid-range shooter in the game against Boston. 8 rebounds, 5 of them in the offensive end. Rajon Rondo was a rebound away from a triple-double. D. Wade had 22 points, including 3 of 4 from downtown. It wasn't Bobby Portis this time off the bench. This time it was Paul Zipser, somebody even more random than Bobby Portis. Killing the Celtics could only be Paul Zipser. Like, Boston has had none of that happen for them. Nothing has broke right. So I think Zaire's on the right track here.
I feel like asking guys to hit shots and do things offensively that they're not comfortable doing or used to doing is maybe not fair. But something that is fair, that is reasonable to ask of these guys, is to get out of this like regular season mentality, which I feel like is what we're seeing with these guys. I'm ready for a nasty defensive performance from the whole team. This was one of the best defensive teams in the league last year. In the second half of the season, they were also very, very good. I'm ready for this to be playoff basketball. Nobody gets wide open layups anymore. Nothing's easy. I don't care if the Celtics struggle offensively, but I'm done with the Bulls scoring 111 points and having that be fine. Let's get some hard fouls. Let them be flagrant. I don't care. Let's scare some people a little bit. You got to do something here to turn this around. It's going to be a really hard slog. They have to win 4 out of the next 5 games to pull this off right now. So, this is it, man. You got to change your attitude. And defensively, that means making that the number one thing. We got to see Avery Bradley when he's being KYRIE at the end, the last 30 seconds of the Cavs game, but we need to see that almost the entire game. That level of get-to-itiveness even if that costs him on the offensive end, I think at this point. We got to see something different.
I'm not saying that he can't play better defense, but I know this much. I need him more to show up on that offensive end because he sure is stinking it up on that side of the ball more than he's stinking it up on the defensive side of the ball.
Sure. I mean, I don't think that's controversial. We want him to play well on both ends here. Another main key, perhaps, the Bulls coming back down to earth, like regressing to the mean. This has been one of the best stretches of their season, quite clearly. This 2-game stretch, they were amazing. It would be my expectation that they do not play as well over the next 2 games. I don't know. The Celtics are in big trouble if they continue to play this well. But I wanted to ask you guys, because I have a bold take here. I think Marcus Smart is going to be in the starting lineup in Game 3. I don't know about that adjustment, putting Zeller in for a couple minutes to start the second half. I'm not sure that was really the answer. I think the way Smart plays, the sort of intangibles that he brings, I just think Brad Stevens is just going to lean on that.
You think he's going to start him for Amir or for Avery?
Amir. Yeah, I don't think
Brad
Stevens trusts him.
When they've had a rebounding issue.
Yeah, but Smart's in pretty excellent.
It's not like Amir solving that issue. I'm just saying it's like Amir played 9 minutes against the Bulls in Game 2 and had 2 rebounds and 4 points. Clearly, he didn't have it. So it's not.
I don't know where his head's at. You see the team, criticizing him and Brad Stevens not trusting him. I actually think Smart's a far superior rebounder to Avery Bradley. Personally, but
I expect he's not going to start, but I do think he's going to play more minutes than he played on Tuesday night, which was 27. I think he's going to play a solid 33 minutes and hopefully be that guy that, like, this is the time for him to rise up and become the leader that he's become to some degree, but it's time to become the full-on Neo level leader. It's time to not to begin to believe, but to become the one right now.
Taking the red pill or the blue pill?
Exactly. The blue pill all the way.
His shooting has been, obviously an issue for his whole career. It seems to be magnified in the playoffs when the Bulls basically, for the most part, just aren't guarding him out there. And he clogs up the lane, but I just still feel like, just because of the intangibles that he brings, that, Stevens is going to ride him.
You have to, because he's the only guy that plays with energy, pretty much the entire time put him on the floor. Sometimes, in Game 2, I thought it was going to boil over a little bit too much with Marcus. I thought he got, into the refs' faces too much. At least he gave a shit. At least he went out there and tried to play, aggressively and tried to make things happen instead of waiting for them to happen. He's trying to make things happen. Today's roundtable is being brought to you by the SeatGeek ticketing app. As the Celtics playoff push heats up, SeatGeek is the smartest and easiest way to get tickets to every game. With SeatGeek's seamless mobile experience, you can buy and sell tickets in just 2 taps, and it doesn't end with the Celtics or any other NBA game. SeatGeek also has plenty of concert, comedy, and theater tickets available too, and it's all fully guaranteed. Plus, again, Bruins in the playoffs right now. You have the Boston Red Sox going crazy at Fenway. Listeners of CLNS Radio can support this production and get $20, a $20 rebate off their first SeatGeek purchase. And here's how you do it. Download the free SeatGeek app, go to the Settings tab, and click Add a Promo Code. Enter the promo code CELTSNEWS. It's all one word. And SeatGeek will send you a $20 rebate after you've made your first ticket purchase. Download the free SeatGeek app and enter the promo code CELTSNEWS today.
I didn't talk much about Horford on the last podcast, but I agreed with the people who said that he needs to be more aggressive in these types of situations. He is far more well-rounded an offensive player than Jay Crowder or Avery Bradley. He needs to play Robin Lopez off the floor if he can. I thought that was something that was going to happen in this series, that Lopez, who struggles to defend in space, I thought he would, Horford would just make mincemeat out of him on the offensive end. If Lopez is going to be killing the Celtics on the boards, then Horford better be killing him with his playmaking and scoring ability. While he's been solid, I think, in this series, Lopez has probably gotten the better of him. The Celtics are going to make some serious tactical adjustments, I think, in this game. In Game 2, they very clearly stressed rebounding, and the Celtics did a better job at it. I foresee more radical changes. Does anyone care to speculate on that?
Well, their pick and roll coverage has got to get a little bit different. A lot of times when you see that, 1-5 or the 1-4 or 2-5 or 2-4 pick and roll, you have a lot of times the big sagging back and letting the Bulls basically run pick and pop all day. And Robin Lopez absolutely torched Boston that way. Zipser can hit a mid-range jump shot. If Mirotic gets going, he can hit mid-range jump shots. I think Boston might stop sagging their guys back.
Maybe. I mean, if the idea is that one of their weaknesses is that they're a bad jump shooting team, you're trying to sort of lure them into that, right? I mean, it worked. It just didn't work out, right? Bobby Ford is also, let's not forget, shot 8 for 10 in game 1. He was killing it. I mean, but Bobby Portis isn't that good a shooter. Maybe all these guys are a lot better, though, when they're wide frickin' open, which they were for the last, 2 games for sure. The last 96 minutes, every Bulls big man, it seems, has been wide open from 17 feet. So maybe that half a step is enough. But basically, I think you don't want to, completely change your defensive strategy here, because this is winning basketball, right? Luring a team like the Bulls into shooting outside shots is a good strategy, but maybe you have to cover them a little bit. Bother them slightly. Zaire, what do you think? What's your prediction for the series now?
Pain.
Beyond the suffering, the obvious suffering.
Clubber Lang.
Rocky 3.
I think. Yeah, best Rocky movie ever. I think they can still win it. I think they can pull it out. I think if they won 4 games straight, I wouldn't be surprised, because I've seen what this team can do. This team is a team that, no one believes in them. They're going to show you. And I think that they're in that spot right now. They've, laid back a bit. They've had a lot on their mind. Who are we to say how you're supposed to respond to the tragedies that have happened? I think we all respond in different ways. I think they're all responding in multiple ways. But I think that they can still pull this series out, and be great for the rest of the series. I really think it can happen.
So what's your prediction?
You're just trying to go
nice try. That was a good try, but what's your actual prediction? Yeah.
All right. How about we just say Celtics win the rest of the games?
Okay. There we go.
Wow.
Celtics 6. Let's pass it on to Evan there. Evan, what do you think? What's your prediction for the series?
Do I think they have it in them? Sure. Prediction-wise, I'm not feeling comfortable, but I don't know. For the sake of history, for the sake of not being the first one in history to do it, I'll say season 7. But, man, is it going to be a rocky 7 games?
I'm going to say Bulls in 6 at this point. Now, I think if the Celtics are able to force a game 7 and on their home floor, I think they'll have the momentum at that point to pull it off. I just think that it's a real uphill road to even get there.
I think that's reasonable. If the Celtics get to Game 7, I think they'll win, but I don't think they're going to get there. 3 of the next 4 games are in Chicago. It's probably Chicago in 6. That's how I see it going, too. Boy, I hope I'm wrong.
All right, well, let's end on a positive note.
How are we going to do that?
Markel Fultz said nice things about Isaiah, that he loved playing.
We're already doing better, boys. There's no TNT curse if they're not playing on TNT, so okay. Already looking up.
The C's will win Game 3 by double digits.
Why?
I didn't have a why Jaylen Brown would perform well against Cleveland. I didn't have a why when I said Gerald Green would have a big game. Sometimes you just don't have a why. Sometimes it's just time. The Celtics will win by double digits Game 3. Watch and see.
And there you have it. The man, not only did he call a Game 3 double-digit win, he also called 4 games in a row by the Celtics. Celtics in 6. Boy, we all sure hope he's right. We want to thank you all guys for listening to the Celtics Roundtable on CLNS Radio. I'm Jonathan Levy. That's Zaire, Evan Valente, and Matthew Bignall. We're going to be around this weekend as well, talking more playoffs, hopefully talking about the big comeback and how awesome they're doing. But we'll see you then.